Hi, I'm Daniel Chaitow with Hillcrest Labs, here to talk to you today about Sensor Hub solutions. This specific Sensor Hub is a mixture of Atmel Sensor Hub hardware and Hillcrest Sensor Hub software. Specifically, it's the Atmel SAM D20 low-power Cortex M0 Plus based microcontroller and Hillcrest's SH1 Sensor Hub software. The SH1 is a low-power turnkey Sensor Hub software solution. So I'd like to talk to you a little bit about context awareness and how always-on context awareness enabled by this Sensor Hub can enable a more intuitive mobile device user experience. Okay, so this app is going to detect the user context of the device. So it's going to detect whether the activity I'm performing. So it's going to detect whether I'm stationary, whether I'm walking, or even whether I'm running. That information can be used in a number of ways. Firstly, it can be used for basic activity monitoring, so telling me how many steps I've taken, how active I have been each day, the kind of applications which are done by Fitbits or Nike Fuel Bands today. But more excitingly than that, it can also be used to provide a more intuitive mobile user experience. An example of this is if it knows that I'm running, it can change the functions. I probably can't manipulate small objects on my touchscreen when I'm running, so it can enable gesture commands or voice commands in order to help me interact with my device when I can't use the touchscreen. Equally, if it knows that I'm walking and I ask for directions, it can give me walking directions and an estimated time of arrival based on my walking rather than driving. These are simple examples of both context detection and the functions which can be enabled. But as we become more sophisticated and can detect more contexts, we can apply similar logic in other situations to create a more intuitive mobile user experience and essentially make our smart devices even smarter than they already are. But the key to this context-aware functionality is that it must be always on and always listening. If it is not able to be always on, firstly, less context will be able to be detected, and secondly, there will be less accurate detection of the context it does detect. And that's obviously a problem, because then it will not create the added value that it's supposed to create. That's why we focus so much on making this Sensor Hub an ultra-low power solution. And that has two parts to it. It has the hardware. We're using the Atmel SAM D20 Cortex M0 Plus based microcontroller, which is an ultra-low power microcontroller. And the SH1 software from Hillcrest Labs has sensor state management built in to modify the states of sensors based on the use of the device. When needed, the sensors can power up, but when they're not needed, they can power down, conserving power and making this a solution which can really be always on without compromising mobile battery life. This is obviously an emerging area and one that we're heavily focused on, but we're excited to see how our partners who integrate this Sensor Hub are able to use these contexts to create more intuitive mobile user experiences and really make smart devices even smarter. So once again, this was Daniel Chaitow with Hillcrest Labs demonstrating the SH1 Sensor Hub from Hillcrest and the Atmel SAM D20 Cortex M0 Plus based microcontroller from Atmel. Thank you very much for watching.